So, Dad, what is your tone like when you are already in the vehicle, you're headed down the road, and what are they sensing? What are your kids sensing? And I ask that in that way because when we get into a vehicle with our kids going somewhere, they feed off our intensity or not. So the question is, are you fearing the trip, and does that come across in the tone of the voice that you when you say something, or is there an energy, like an intensity of I can't wait to get this started kind of thing? So you've heard the adage before, you can say the same thing and mean two different things. Like, for example, if you say, yeah, we're going to go to the lake today and hopefully we catch some fish. If you say it like that, now if you say it like this, yeah, we're going to go to the lake today and hopefully we catch some fish. You see the difference in that, and that's your tone will match. They will hear it, and they will actually be more inclined to listen to your direction and to what's going to happen and what could happen and what might not work and what might work and so there's all kinds of things. I remember going on one of the first trips of my boys, taking them down to a pond to go fishing years ago when they were just small. And I look back at them and they're just sitting there and they're kind of looking out the window, or they're playing with GI Joes or whatever they're playing with in the back seat. And I said, "So you guys ready to have fun today?" And they're like, "Yeah," because when they're small, that's natural. Now, if you have a teenager and it's your first trip with them, "Hey, you ready to have fun today?" And they're like, "I hope. I don't know. Yeah, sure." That's the kind of response you'll get. Two different kinds. But as you drive there and you kind of feed into the situation, feed into your kids, then your tone, and I've said this multiple times, your tone makes a big difference in how they perceive what's going to happen. And you can just talk a little bit about the location. You can talk about the types of fish that are in the lake. They may not care. Just so you know, Dad, just remember this. They may not care what's in the lake. They may not, or the pond, or the river, or wherever you're going. They may care about when we get home. And that's okay, Dad, for that to be a part of the trip, okay? I'm giving you permission to accept that whatever response they give is coming from their heart. See, kids don't think more deep into what's going on in the background. They think about what's here and now, right now. And they're not afraid to say it. And that's a good thing. If they're not afraid to say exactly what they feel to you, Dad, let me tell you something. You have hit a great spot with your kid because they're not afraid of what you're going to do or how you're going to react. Now, maybe there is some history in the past where they are afraid and they don't say those things. They just kind of agree with you. And there may be some history there. My boys and I have history, and not to get into it too deep, but I had an anger issue when my 14-year-old, the oldest now, when he was 14 years old, I had an anger issue to a point of rage where he was scared of me. And I wish I could get that back, where he was never scared of me. But it took a couple years of other trips where he would not be afraid of me. And he would not be afraid of saying things. And my son and I now, he's 20, he'll turn 22 actually in a couple of days. And I'm telling you, Dad, through the use of trips, through the use of spend intentional time with him, we have probably the best relationship we've ever had together as father son. And he calls me, I call him. We always joke around. I always say, "Hey, Chester," and he goes, "Hey, Buckwheat," and it's from the little alfalfas, not alfalfa, little rascals, and so we have a great relationship. My other son, He was on the other side of that. He never got the anger from me, but he heard the anger towards the other one, so he was afraid too. And I really wish I could go back and change it when my boys were not afraid of me. But Dad, I'm being sensitive to the point that there's some of you that are watching this right now that you're in that spot where your kids have been afraid of you. And I want to tell you something. You matter a lot. You are loved, you are enough, you are worth it, and those kids can't wait for you to be their dad. And that's what you're doing. When you're taking these kids on a trip and going somewhere, you're being a dad. And you're doing it right. And so take the time to think about what's going on the trip, what you're going to do, and bring that energy. Bring the energy that they will hear and that they will follow. And you'll have a lot of fun, I guarantee you will.